Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of SVTear, Stardew Valley Tools Aren't Real Edition on Anti-Tools Farm here in the lovely world of Stardew Valley. I'm just really enjoying these rain sounds. The sound design. I've mentioned this before on stream, but the sound design is so good in this game, and when I hear the rain sounds, I just want to sit there and just listen. I lived in an area that was fairly rainy before I moved out into the middle of a dryland farming community, and I really miss it. I miss the rain. It's really calming to me. Anyways, what's not calming is bombs, which we finally have a good amount of. And we are ready to start clearing land.
We are. So if you joined us last stream, you know that Jared has a high enough mining level. Apparently, one I need to craft cherry bombs. And so we crafted a ton and blew up a ton of stuff and exited the game without saving on purpose so we could play around with bombs. But now we're ready to get serious. No more fun explosives, only utility explosives. Maybe some more fun explosives, just not as many.
Not as many, because it's precious resources, so we have to use copper and we have to use coal in order to craft those bombs. And as you can imagine, it takes bombs to get those resources in large quantities. So every bomb we use that isn't going to generate more bomb precursors is a precious luxury in our world.
Well said. Not necessarily a waste. There are some other things that we need to do. And if we ever run out of bombs, which I'm sure we will, we can buy materials from Clint, or we can... what's the other option? Oh, we can run around in the mines and try to get Dougies, which will drop bombs.
Yes.
So we do have ways of getting other bombs. We want to save them. It's expensive.
It's slower and it is costly, whether that's time or resources. But for now, looks like it costs 4 copper and 1 coal to make a bomb, to make a cherry bomb. Are you okay if I turn all of our copper into cherry bombs?
So I just smelted 2 copper to turn into sprinklers. We can maybe talk more about that in a bit, but
oh yeah,
I've got that on me. So yeah, you can turn the rest of it into cherry bombs.
Okay.
So we thought that this stream it would be fun to plant our first crops. I don't know if we... You know what? It's actually pretty early in the season. We might be able to plant everything we need for the fall harvest, or the fall harvest bundle? Is that what it's called? Let me check in there. Fall crops bundle.
Oh, crops bundle, that's right.
So for the fall crops bundle, we need corn, eggplant, pumpkin, and yam. And I just donated a duck egg, by the way.
I was wondering what you were holding up. It looked like a tiny jade, and I was like, what is that?
Yeah, it does look a tiny jade. We got our first duck egg.
That's awesome.
That is exciting. Yeah, so in order to plant crops without tools, we need bombs and sprinklers. So the bombs will do the tilling for us, so we don't have to use a hoe. And the sprinklers, of course, will water the plants, so we don't have to use a watering can.
Do you want me to purchase the seeds? Oh, you're
sure.
Here to do it.
You're already here.
Oh, you should do it.
No, you got it. You've got the camera.
I'll vaguely loiter in the background. Okay, so pumpkin, corn, eggplant, and yam. Correct?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. And then did you want me to buy any, like, saplings while I'm here?
Oh, yeah, you can buy some saplings. Let's see, does it say which ones you buy in, or which ones grow in summer? And in spring?
Cherry bears fruit in spring. Apricot bears fruit in spring. And I think those are the only two for spring. So cherry
Okay.
and
Yeah, I think there's 2 per season.
apricot.
Those are both needed for the artisan bundle, so that sounds like a good investment to me.
Okay. One of each?
Yeah. And then I've got materials for 2 sprinklers, which will allow us to plant 8 crops. Do you have 8 seeds, or did you just get 4?
I have 4 seeds. I can pick up duplicate though.
Yeah, you could either get a second one of each, or you could get 4 more pumpkins. Either of those might make sense.
Okay. Is the upside the pumpkins their selling value?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Or
4
you
more
can give them
pumpkins
to
it is.
Abigail if you're madly in love with her.
I am
I bet.
madly in love with myself.
Money it is, then. Oh, did you get the iron out of the furnace?
I did. I put them in the chest that had the iron ore, so that's the one on the porch.
Cool, thanks.
Okay.
Wow, this day is flying by.
Well, we've got the bombs, we've got the seeds. Now we just need some fertile soil.
Yeah.
We when we were playing around, I think it took 4 or 5 bombs to knock a tree down.
It took
So-
10.
It took 10? Okay, wow. I
Yeah.
really under-remembered.
Yeah, so I don't think we should worry about cutting down trees at this stage.
Okay.
Um, but it looks like we've got a nice area here that's just stone and wood.
Yeah.
If you want to clear out some space and till some soil.
Okay. So we've got 16 bombs right now, and I will, let's see, I'll probably put the first one up in this area, if I can reach that area, for the most effect. Is there a pattern on the wiki that shows the blast radius?
Let me check. I don't think it was super consistent when we were testing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was on the wrong page of the wiki.
Oh, you're good.
The bomb page does not tell you the blast radius of the cherry bomb, because those are 2 separate items.
Indeed.
Okay, it says it has a radius of 3, a diameter of 7.
Okay.
I don't think it was tilling that whole area, though. I think that was just like, damaging that whole area.
That's correct. So if I put this down, it'll blast away all the stones and wood around in a 3 wide swath.
Yeah. Nice.
If you look at
Oh,
that.
great. That tilled more than I was expecting.
Yeah. So
So the sprinkler will go in the middle here. I guess I can set it down. And then we've got 4 spots for planting.
okay.
And that's as much as that sprinkler can handle. So if you want to just place another one wherever you think makes sense, I can put the other sprinkler down.
Okay, let's try right here.
Nice.
That is a much more consistent pattern than I remember.
Yeah. That's weird. I don't know why.
It's cool though.
Do you have the seeds on you?
I do, yeah. So this one will be pumpkins. And this one is going to be corn, eggplant, yam, and I miscounted. So
Oh, no.
I need one more seed.
Well, I think we've got some mixed seeds. I can just grab one of those. And hopefully it's something good.
And do you want me to blast a couple more spots for our trees?
Oh, that's a good question. So dang, I'm sorry. I should have thought of that beforehand. We don't want to blast too close to the seeds because that
Right.
will ruin them. If we want to do it down here, that should work.
Okay. We'll
And
throw...
trees just need a like a square around them with nothing there in order to grow.
Yeah, and you don't have to till the soil to plant them, is that right?
Correct. And you don't have to water them.
Excellent. Okay. Well, so I should be able to plant our apricot tree. Oh, it won't grow in tilled soil. That's kind of cool.
Oh, interesting. So
Okay.
I think this spot should work. Oh, you can't see my mouse. The spot with the three circles that looks
Yeah.
kind of like a face in
It
agony.
says it's too close to another tree, so I'm going to go with the spot just across from it.
Okay.
And then I will do another one, maybe kitty corner, across the little plus sign.
Like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should work.
Nope, still too close. Okay.
Maybe here.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect.
Cool. Not super neat, but that's okay. We're roughing it here.
We are indeed. When we have much more firepower, we can organize it and make it look nice, but
Yeah.
for now, this is what we're working with.
Ah, this dog.
Doggone it. Move. I'm pretty sure that dog was trying to assassinate me. It's an undercover agent for Big Tool.
That checks out.
All right. So Berkeley, prior to the stream, you were sharing with me a incredibly delicious sounding drink that you had made. Can you run us through that again?
Yeah. So, as a preface, I have the palate of a 10-year-old. I've got a horrible sweet tooth, and I just eat lots of things that are not appealing to most people my age, because it makes them think of indigestion. But I've owned it, and I've chosen to just... Oh, that grass is for the animals to eat.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, animals.
That's okay. We've got some more, actually. So, yeah, what I ate tonight, I made some hot chocolate, and I put too much hot chocolate powder in, as always. And then I put some caramel syrup in there. And then I took some old crumbly cookies that I had, and I poured that in to my concoction, and I ate it. And this isn't something I would eat every day, but I was recovering from a rather tough afternoon. That was just how I chose to handle my feelings.
Yeah, so it's kind of a comfort food, but it's really good. And it reminded me, especially putting the cookie crumbs into the drink, reminded me a lot of my favorite cereal, which is any cereal plus like 3 homemade cookies.
Ooh.
It makes any cereal better. I do the same thing with Oreos too. Like, just take whatever cereal you're gonna eat and add cookies to it, and it got me through a lot of days where I didn't want to go to work. And sometimes you need a little boost.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But I think my brothers kind of tease me for it because it's like cereal's somewhat healthy breakfast, so now you're ruining it by putting cookies in it. I don't know.
I don't think there's any shame in that.
I dance to my own song and dance.
Plus, cereal isn't actually that healthy to begin with, so I
That's
especially wouldn't feel
true.
bad. Did
Okay.
we decide to break open our Omni Geodes? And I don't think there was anything useful we could trade for them.
I don't remember what the Desert Trader had for them, but right now I think completing the museum so that we get another crystallarium is higher priority because that's going to give us more bomb
Okay,
access.
cool. That makes sense.
I am going to run up to the mines, and we're at 98 slime right now. That'll
Okay,
hopefully I'll get one more slime, and then we'll be able to complete the mining bundles
cool. Sounds good.
completely. Yeah.
Nice. I got 13 iron from some geodes. That
Nice.
iron has never looked so good. So once you reach level 3 or 4 mining, you will be able to craft bombs as opposed to cherry bombs, and that will take iron and copper. Or sorry, iron and coal.
Yeah. Okay. And are we happy enough with our ability to gather bombs from the... I forgot their name. The little diggy
The
guys.
Dougies.
Yeah, Dougies. Are we happy
Would
enough with that source that I'm okay to start using these ones that we've crafted to dig down, or do you want to save that for land clearing?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, we don't have. Oh no. Oh, there's an undo button. Alright, I just accidentally sold all our iron to Clint. At a great loss. But there's an undo button apparently. I've never noticed that when you sell stuff directly to the villagers.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that either.
Um, Sorry, yeah, so for bombs for clearing land, it would be nice to get a coop relatively soon. Or sorry, not a coop, we have a great coop. A barn. And it will
Yeah.
take quite a few bombs to clear enough land for that, especially if we can't find anywhere that doesn't already have trees. But I don't think that's urgent. So yeah, I say let's use up the bombs making our way through the mines.
Okay.
And I am on my way to join you. Which level are you on?
I'm on level 15 right now looking for Dougies, and I'm not having a ton of luck so far, but hopefully that will
Okay.
change.
I
So
am on
last
level
time...
21 looking for
Okay.
Dougies.
Okay, yeah. Last time we were on, I killed a critical amount of Dougies, and it threw up a little notification saying that I had cleared the infestation.
Mm-hmm.
And I was curious if that would relate to actual spawn rates, and it seems like it might have.
That's interesting. I did kill another one after you got that notification.
Yeah, we definitely saw a few still.
So I know it's possible. It might, yeah, you're right, it might have affected the probabilities.
Oh, I just realized we could start planting our mahogany trees.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Because we need that hardwood, and we don't really have a good source otherwise. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah. It might be good to do that down at the bottom of our farm. I think there are quite a few spots where there aren't trees already. There's just like rocks and fallen wood.
Okay.
So that might be a good spot for the mahogany trees.
Yeah. So we've talked about being able to place furniture out in the wild. Can you plant trees out in the wild?
Yeah, you can. I'm pretty sure. I think you can. Some people will figure out all the places where villagers are not able to walk or don't walk because that's not what they're programmed to do.
Yeah.
And I think they will grow trees in those spaces. Okay, I just got a Dougie on level 13. Oh, I just got a second one. So I think that they... Well, it's hard to tell from just one day of mines how the probabilities have been affected.
Sure. But at least we're getting some, and that's good enough.
Yeah. And even if we weren't getting any, like, we still have an infinite supply of bombs thanks to Clint.
Oh yeah, just in exchange for money. That's right.
In exchange for money. Okay, I've got 2 cherry bombs on me.
Okay, I have 15.
That's awesome.
Well, I mean, it's because I just crafted.
Oh.
Crafted a ton, right? Okay, level 40, here we come. 45
hey,
bust.
Let's do it. Good start. When I first played... What?
Oh, I just said, is there any point to breaking these?
No, there's not.
Okay.
When I first started playing this game, I was so preoccupied and frustrated with trying to figure out how to collect resources from those things.
Oh, yeah.
It just didn't occur to me that you couldn't.
They're beautiful. Feels like you should be able to pick them up and take them with you, but alas, no. Oh, sneaky. I thought you were going to have to place a bomb, but you did not. That's
yeah, the graphics are a little misleading with where you can walk in the mines. You should be able to get all of this iron with 1 bomb. I think that would be worthwhile.
Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I think putting it there should do it. We'll try. The answer is yes.
Woohoo! And I think we should keep having you be the only one to actually use bombs until...
Oh, to get the XP gains?
Yeah, until you can craft normal bombs, and then maybe we can split it up, but... Or maybe we just go all the way until you get level 10. Ooh, I think this will give us a gemstone that we need for the community center. This one here.
Oh, that rock? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Should probably place this to blow up the most rocks.
Yeah.
Aquamarine.
Aquamarine.
And it is needed. Yep.
Ooh. If we want one for Gunther, we could use a bomb here as well.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see why not.
Oh my gosh, staircases for days.
I was always curious about the kind of designs in the walls on these particular levels.
Oh wow, I don't think I've ever noticed them.
Yeah. But I never, I mean, I didn't look on the wiki, but I never found anything in game either that seemed to explain what they are and why they're there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's no staircases, so it's time to blow up some things. Nice. Ice geode, or I guess that's called a frozen tier, right?
Frozen geode, I think.
Frozen geode.
Those are 2 separate things. And a frozen geode is needed for the community center. So
excellent.
That is great. Oh, actually, it's getting late. should head back, or do you want to try to do it? I don't think we can get all the way
We're
to
on
50.
46, so I think we should probably head back.
Okay.
Ooh,
Ooh, I
got
just
a
got another
scroll.
dwarf scroll. Oh, I forgot your camera is way more zoomed out than mine, so there's a lot of times where I can't see you, but you can see me. And then I'm like, hey, who told you I got a scroll?
It's me. I'm always watching.
So on mobile, it's a lot easier to zoom in and out, and so I would always zoom out as far as I could whenever I got to a new level of them, just to scope the whole thing out. That felt a
Yeah.
little bit like cheating, but in a fun way.
Yeah, no, it's useful, and you know what? It's not cheating because if it wasn't supposed to be used, it wouldn't be there in the normal functionality, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That one blackberry is up there taunting me. Sitting in an area I don't think it's possible to reach.
That was another thing that frustrated me a lot when I started playing this game. Like all the areas that you can see but can't get to.
Mm-hmm.
Now I appreciate it. I think it's cool. But
Yeah, it's artful,
yeah.
but it's also slightly confusing when you're just starting out.
I can't remember if I've talked about this on the stream, but I listened to a video game podcast called Triple Click. It's really good. I recommend it if anyone's interested. It's by these three video game journalists. One of them is an editor at Polygon. One of them works for Bloomberg, and the other one I think is a full-time podcaster now. Anyway, they were talking about how video games, most video games, almost all video games, are all about exploiting the environment in different ways, like killing lots of things to level up your gear. They use Minecraft as like the ultimate example of a game that's all about exploiting the world around you.
Yeah.
Um, and the only counterexample they brought up, well, they brought up a few that kind of turned the trope on its head by having you be nature spirits that were trying to reclaim a world that had been exploited. But other than those games, the only exception they could come up with was Stardew Valley, where you have your farm where you're in total control, and then the rest of the world is just kind of there for you to observe and form relationships with, but not to bend to your own purposes. And I thought that was cool.
That is cool, and it is interesting to think about the compulsion, maybe would be the way to say it, that players, or at least that I feel, to like, you know, oh, there's something to grab, I have to grab it. Even if I don't need it, I have to take it and save it.
Yeah.
You know? And in the real world, that's called robber baron capitalism. Alright, I am going to run over to the community center and drop off one of the aquamarines, and here is...
Can I give you
one.
a frozen geode too?
Sure. Do
I
you
tossed it on
wanna...
the ground.
Oh, did I pick that back up? No, it looks like you got it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
You can give that to the museum.
For Gunther. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. I've got a few other things. Do you mind if I give Gunther a quartz as well?
Go for it. Yeah, we've got plenty.
Sweet. Are we selling bat wings now?
I think we can. I believe that I've completed the community center requirement for them.
Okay.
So I think we can. I also just realized that I saved an amethyst that I didn't need to save. So we've got two sitting in the porch chest. And we probably only need one in there.
Cool, yeah, I'll sell it. My inventory is so messy because I didn't have time to sell things last night.
Yeah. It's kind of uncomfortable going to bed with it all just kind of sitting in there.
And I'm going to make our first dinosaur and our first duck mayonnaise.
Nice. So we need a Nautilus shell to complete Demetrius's, I don't know what it's called right now. The bundle, the billboard bundle, corkboard bundle.
Yeah.
Okay, boiler room has been completed.
Nice.
And we have small magnet ring as the reward.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And I'm about to get jumped by a bunch of Junimos. We're happy
Sorry, did
to
you
help.
just do the frozen geode and the slime? Was it?
Yeah, that's all. That's all I did.
Oh, the aquamarine.
Yeah, that was the frozen geode and the slime. I still have the aquamarine, which I need to figure out where it goes.
It's on the billboard.
Dye bundle. Yeah.
Or the bulletin board. That's what it's called, sorry.
Oh, you're good. We need a duck feather for the dye bundle. We need a red cabbage, and we need a sunflower. And I believe sunflower might be a fall plant that we could grow.
Oh, yeah. Should we do that?
Yeah, so let's think about that. We'd have to grow another, or not grow, but build another sprinkler.
Yeah. We could also... I'm close to piers. I'll check how long they take to grow. We could wait for the... I think the yam will be done first. And once the yam is done, we could plant the sunflower.
Yeah, that would... I feel like that would be efficient.
Okay. Oh, yam takes 10 days to grow. I think we planted it on the 10th.
Yes.
And it's often one day more than the math would suggest. So I think the 21st it should be done.
Okay.
Oh, sunflower seeds. They take 8 days to grow. Okay, that's a bummer.
That would be cutting it pretty close. Oh, I guess
Yeah.
what months only have...
So I could buy a sunflower seed.
Okay.
They have 28 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think making a second or a third sprinkler would be worth it for that. If you're
Okay.
okay with it.
Yeah. So, I've been reading a science fiction series called The Expanse. I think they made a show on Amazon Prime about the books, but I haven't really watched much of the show. I think I've listened to all but the last book, and it kind of talks about a civilization, a human civilization that's expanded beyond Earth and has moved out into the solar system, and the cultural consequences of that, the economic consequences of that, and I think that's really interesting. I feel that the author does a good job of exploring the cultural implications of that much distance, right? Because when you expand like that, and you don't have the technology to easily travel between, different populated areas, new cultures form. And
Yeah.
In human history, that's been pretty interesting, and often difficult to predict, but has created its share of suffering and horrible things, but also created a lot of economic power that led to the comfort that we live in today, in the first world, at least, in the affluent sections of the first world, I guess I should say. And so thinking about that happening in space is like even more true. Like inequality would be even more pronounced, I feel like. I don't know. Have you thought about that? Do you think that we'll ever master the solar system like we've mastered Earth?
Yeah, that's a hard question, and I feel like we should preface this conversation by saying like we're obviously not experts.
It's
This
very
is
true.
a fun thought exercise, not serious predictions. Um, I, yeah, I think it's an interesting analog with human history because, like, the first people to come to the New World, like um, the first indigenous people here, and then also like the first Europeans that came here, that was a permanent, irreversible decision. Maybe not irreversible, but it was a very serious decision. Whereas today, you could decide to be in Europe later this week, and it would cost you a lot of money, but you could do it. Um, and so it's interesting to think of humanity getting to a place where we do make that big leap to living somewhere else, but maybe there's not a point where making that leap becomes commonplace. Does that
Yeah.
make sense, what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, the energy, because the distances involved are just so much larger. The energy required to do that travel is larger, and the time is larger, until we learn to manipulate physics in a way that we don't know is possible. You know, it's just harder, no matter how you slice it, to make an interplanetary trip than it is to cross the ocean.
And it might never get as easy. It probably will never get as easy to get to Mars and back than it currently is to get to Europe and back.
Yeah, definitely.
There might not be a possible amount of technology that makes that convenient. And so, yeah, back to the question of like, how is that going to affect us if and when that happens? I think it would be huge. Like, what would you do if you had the chance to go to another planet? Would the impossibility of coming back, would that be a small part of your decision? Would that be the whole decision?
I think that is a huge part of the decision-making process, right? Because human civilization has been preoccupied with exploration for a very long time. And some people would say that it's a part of what makes us human beings, is the desire to explore and to learn and to grow. But exploring is like a very specific piece of that. Many people want to learn, many people want to grow, but not everybody's cut out for exploring. And reading about the Antarctic explorers like Mawson or Shackleton, exploring sucks. It's really pretty unforgiving. Small mistake can cost your life, and that's just, oh, I don't want to get wet, I don't want to starve to death, not I have to deal with interstellar radiation and, you know, the vacuum of space possibly sucking me out of my ship and killing me at any given moment. And then you land on this new planet, and every day you have to do what it takes to be self-sufficient, or you will die. And there goes the entire trip. And possibly billions of, or trillions of dollars that were invested in making that possible. So if somebody came to me and said, I want you to go on this mission to Mars, we might not be able to bring you back. In fact, there's a good chance that we won't be able to bring you back, but we want you to go and explore. I don't think that I would do it. That's not really, it doesn't speak to me. I enjoy hiking, but I'm not getting out my machete and carving a new trail. So yeah, I think for me it wouldn't be, especially if it was one way, because like for me, the most important thing in my life is my family. And so I don't think I could put exploration above that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super fair. I think in order to make a journey like that, you'd have to be willing to sacrifice just about everything
Oh, it's
for
late.
what, admittedly, it would be a really cool experience, but mostly would be for the benefit of others, either those back on Earth or those in whatever settlement you were making that would come after you.
Yeah. Yeah, which is, I mean, so living in the Northwest, and also probably because of my cultural heritage, we talk a lot about the pioneers and like what they sacrificed to go west and like, you know, try to build new communities and farm and all that stuff. And I'm only one generation separated from people that farmed full time for their own survival, which is kind of crazy to me. But that's, you know, even though for me that's a hard decision to make, to go possibly sacrifice my life for the community, people have been doing that for a long, long time. And that used to be, I don't know if it would be normal or if it would just be, you know, not unheard of. But today that seems very uncommon. You know, I guess I would say it takes a certain type of person to do that.
Yeah.
What about you, Berkeley? Is that something you do?
No. I like comfort. I like people. I think that we've got plenty of problems here on Earth, and traveling the solar system, I don't think will help with those problems, at least not right
Yeah.
now.
That not to cut you off, but that piece of that conversation is a huge the problems on Earth, and should we prioritize space travel when we can't deal with the issues that we're having here? That's a huge part of the conversation, and I've made several people quite angry by bringing up that point. You know, why should we invest billions of dollars in a space program when we're struggling to figure out if we're going to still have enough water and be able to grow enough food in 30 years? You know, so it's not to be a doomer, but that's my tendency.
Yeah.
And yeah, space travel does feel kind of like a waste of resources when you look at those issues.
To be fair, NASA has done a lot for the world, and I think space travel in general can do a lot to drive technology and information forward.
Yeah.
Like today we have an incredible knowledge of water usage and weather patterns all over the globe because of NASA, and that allows us to farm more efficiently and allocate resources better. So like there's definitely ways that space travel helps us. I was specifically referring to like starting colonies on other planets, or like sending humans to other planets.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't want to, yeah, I don't want to be ungrateful to the great people that are doing a lot to move science forward. But yeah, so it's hard to see the benefits, and I think sometimes, well, the idea of exploring space for the sake of exploring space doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think that there should be other tangible goals. And I would love to live in a world where, like, we do have enough excess budget to spend on space travel. Like that's high on my list of luxuries, but it is on the luxury list, not on the necessities.
Right.
Well, I didn't mean for that to get political at all.
No.
Let's
That's
make
good.
this lighthearted again. So there, when you first talked about like the cultural differences that would arise from settling other planets, the first thing I thought of was the Lunar Chronicles. Have you ever read them?
I have not.
Okay, they're really fun. They're very YA, so if you're like a hardcore science fiction nerd and love The Martian, this might not be the book for you, or the books for you. But they are all. So there's four books in the series, and they're all fairy tale retellings, but set in a futuristic sci-fi Earth.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there's like a Cinderella character, and there's a Rapunzel character, and there's a Red Riding Hood. Um, Sorry, I'm getting distracted in the mines. And part of the premise of the books is that humans went and lived on the moon, but there was enough of a transportation barrier that the two different cultures and two different governments emerged. And now it's at the point where if any people from the moon travel to Earth, they're treated with lots of suspicion, and rightly so because they've developed like different magical abilities that no human has had before.
Interesting.
So, yeah, if you're interested in that idea of interstellar travel leading to different cultures, that is a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. So my response to that, and it's a little bit less exciting from a imagination point of view, but I don't know. I like it. It's called Red Rising series, and that's kind of what happens as well. The large corporations begin setting up businesses on the moon, and the transportation barrier remains long enough that a different culture develops, and it's highly centered around efficiency, and everybody on the moon or on a ship has a specific purpose. Nobody is there to, just for their own enjoyment. And the corporations eventually decide that they're sick of being taxed by the Earth, and basically overthrow the world's governments and create a 700-year fascist regime. Which is, it's dark. Definitely not a series to read lightly, but also very well written. If you're a fan of intense science fiction, I highly recommend it. But that's kind of what got me thinking, was that book series. Like, what happens if we do go out and colonize Mars? And in The Expanse, Mars and Earth don't really get along. They have different goals, they have different priorities, different needs, and so Earth trying to govern Mars like Earth governs Earth isn't really going to work for them.
Yeah.
And in the US, we have many different subcultures with some pretty large divisions. But because we're a huge country that has traditionally been politically stable, relatively speaking, we are governed by one body, but it's weird to think that could change.
Yeah.
Given enough time and enough emotional investment by people.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of... So I can think of several pieces of media where there are definitely growing pains from humanity just sprawling and government not really able to cover so many different places and people and ideas. I'm trying to think of anywhere it outright fails. So I'm thinking of Star Wars. That's a major theme, that there's like this republic that mostly has power and influence in the center of the galaxy, and people in the outskirts are not too happy with that. Dune, this idea comes up. There's different royal houses that all are subject to an emperor, but all have very distinct cultures and priorities, in part because of their distance.
Yeah.
The sequels to Ender's Game have some really interesting ways of playing with this idea.
Yeah.
A spoiler a little bit. This is kind of the premise for the sequels, but a bit of a spoiler for the first book. But Ender's older brother ends up becoming hegemon of humanity, basically, and overseeing their beginnings of space travel. But like as people get farther apart, it makes less and less sense for there to be a single government over that many people.
Yeah. Yeah, which it's kind of weird because if you can maintain that singleness, then you have all these resources and you can really potentially make huge advances in technology and prosperity for the people that you couldn't do as a small group. But at the same time, the cultural implications and who has to compromise where might make that difficult to swallow for people. I don't know. Anyways, I was just thinking about that. Like if we get to that point, if Elon Musk becomes techno dictator of Mars, what'll that look like? And is that a good thing? I don't know. Okay, I've got 3 cherry bombs left, and I am on floor 55. So I'm going to come back up and do other productive things. Maybe I will cycle through the earlier levels and try to get more bombs.
If you have time to come back and till some soil for me, I've got the ingredients for another sprinkler.
Okay, I can definitely do that.
Oh, I forgot to buy more seeds though, so it would have to be the sunflower seeds and 3 mixed seeds, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I mean,
or if
economically we're doing fine, so I don't think we need to focus too much on productivity as much as we have to focus on just making sure we get the right variety for our community bundles.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well said. Maybe I should have mentioned this explicitly. I was thinking that we probably shouldn't worry too much about the quality crops bundle right now.
Okay.
Are you familiar with those ones?
No.
So the quality crops bundle, you need 5 gold star corn, 5 gold star pumpkins, 5 gold star melons, and 5 gold star parsnips.
Okay.
So there's at least one thing for each farming season. I think corn can be summer or fall, so that one overlaps with both the melon and the pumpkin. But the idea is you need to plant a lot in order to get 5 gold star ones. So I don't think it makes sense to chase that right now.
Okay. I agree with that. So you're thinking a bomb up in here?
Here makes sense.
Okay.
Is that far enough that it won't damage these plants?
I think it will be. To be extra safe, I'm going to put it between the 2 pine trees.
Okay.
Oh, I did blow up one of our plants. Looks like it was a fall seed, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah, I think we planted the 3 original ones here. So hopefully we're still good. I
kind of want to blow... we don't have enough bombs to blow the tree up. Trees, man. They're not an anti-tooler's friend.
Yeah, probably the worst part about being an anti-tooler. Not being able to cut down trees. What's really sad is that no number of bombs will break a stump, or I think the large rocks or the fallen logs.
So we just have to live with those as they are.
They'll just be there forever. That's why we needed to do the chair hack to get into the secret woods.
Interesting. I think we've got enough stone now for one of the community bundles, and I found some crystal fruits while I was down in the mine.
Nice. Do you want to run and donate those?
Yeah, I'll go take care of that.
just realized that we passed a Sunday and didn't run to the desert to get more staircases,
Yeah.
which I think is a great thing because that's we're like productive enough in the mines without the staircases that we didn't think to go get them.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't been hurting for staircases really.
In fact, maybe it's time that I donated a jade um, to the museum
Yeah.
because that will be one that moves us towards getting the crystallarium. I think you need to donate 30 minerals slash gems to get the crystallarium. Um, I don't know how close we are to that because I don't know just from looking at it what counts as a gem or mineral.
Hmm. Oh shoot, it's 1 a.m. All right, I'm on my way back. I
Okay.
turned in
Did you
the
donate stone?
crystal fruit, yeah, and a winter root as well.
Okay, cool.
So we need to do the construction bundle and the winter foraging bundle, and then that will take care of the super bundle that those are a part of.
Yeah, the room.
Yes. All right. Level 4 combat. And I got a warrior ring crafting recipe.
Nice. I don't know what that does, but it sounds cool.
I wonder if it would make us money if we crafted and sold them to the adventuring guild.
Okay. I'm gonna leave while you stand next to that.
So the warrior ring requires 10 iron bar, 25 coal, 10 frozen tear, and infuses the wearer with warrior energy after slaying a monster.
Wow.
Better be good warrior energy for that price tag.
Yeah, jeez. It's like all the things we really need.
Speaking of frozen tears, I've got one. I don't know if the museum still needs one, but I will run by and check.
So if the museum needs one, the description of the item will be Gunther can tell you more about this.
Okay. I did not realize that. That is good to know.
Ooh, we got a duck feather.
Excellent.
Do you want to do one more day? I think we're close to where we usually stop, but...
Yeah, up to you. If you're good to go, I'm good to go.
Yeah, I'm good. I found this duck egg, so now I'm excited to keep going.
All right.
Sometimes that's all you need in life is just to find that next duck egg.
That's right. I wonder what duck eggs taste like. I've eaten duck meat, but I've never eaten a duck egg.
That reminds me that I meant to say duck feather, but yeah, duck egg. I also have not tried it.
If you've eaten a duck egg, tell us about it, I guess.
If you want.
Oh, there's a festival today.
Oh.
I can still go directly to the mines.
Oh, this is the festival. This is the important festival. Well, not super important.
We got
just
the
love the
minecarts
fedora.
working, by the way. Sorry.
Oh, sweet. That is really exciting. Yeah, this is the festival where we're supposed to like have really nice items.
Oh.
Let me see what I can scrounge up.
I found a quartz, and I've got some bombs, and oh, I've got the fisherman's feast or whatever that is. I've still got those.
Oh, yeah. That might be good. That's definitely better than the field snack I was gonna throw in.
Some, it's like, you know, putting some macaroni art in your in your booth. I ran out of time. Okay. Ooh, I got a dwarf scroll number 3.
Ooh, nice. Okay, actually, yeah, I do have some decent items to put in our Grange display. Do you want to go do the festival?
Yeah, let me finish killing the creatures here.
Okay, if you're close to a multiple of 5 level, we can ditch it.
Nope, I'm exactly on level 55. I'm leaving.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So, confession, the reason I love this festival is because you can get the fedora, which is my favorite clothing item in the game.
It will be replacing your tan hat.
Yeah, if you're cool with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Stardew Valley Fair.
Yeehaw!
Here we are.
Okay, let me put what I have in the Grange display, and then if you have anything that is better than any of these things, you can feel free to replace them. But the way it works is there's a lot of different categories of items, and the more categories you cover, the better.
Okay.
So, like I'm putting a salmonberry in, which isn't a very good item, but it's the only fruit that we had. So maybe don't replace that one, but like we've got
Would a
jade
crystal fruit
and
be
quartz. Maybe, yeah. Do you have anything better than the quartz?
I have frozen geode and I have dwarf scroll.
Okay, frozen geode probably would be better than quartz.
Okay.
And I think that's the best we can do. Okay, let me check how much it costs to get the fedora. It costs 500 stars, and you get stars. You can either buy them or you can play the games to get them. We can also get a star drop, or probably 2 star drops, but that costs 2,000 stars, so it's a little harder to get.
Where do we buy stars? Is there a specific person
So
to
you
talk
can
to?
buy them here. You can gamble them here at the spinning wheel, or you can earn them doing. There's a shooting game and a fishing game.
Fishing game it is.
Okay, I'm gonna try the shooting one.
I'm very bad at the shooting one, but I remember playing this for a long time. The last time I was at this festival. So I'm good with the fishing, and we've been doing so much that I feel like
Yeah.
it's in my wheelhouse now.
Yeah, that helps. The shooting one is fun because at first there's like 3 targets on screen at a time, and then all of a sudden there's like 40.
I'll have to try it just to give the viewer a little rundown on what it looks like.
Yeah. And when you do play, you should know that there's like an accuracy multiplier. And so getting high accuracy is actually better than getting lots of points.
Okay. Alright, 432 star tokens from fishing.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Let's try some shooting. Uh... 77% accuracy, 46 on the scoreboard. Give me my stars. Give me my stars, man. 50 star tokens. Okay, not as good as fishing, but pretty fun.
Yeah, I like it a lot. But yeah, not as profitable as fishing, it seems like, for me either. I'm gonna just check what the...
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
what?
go ahead. I'm gonna check what the price is if you just buy the star tokens straight up, because I'm getting like 1 or 2 star tokens per gold with the price of the games. So if it's cheaper than that, it would make more sense to just buy them.
Okay.
What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I think it was about 50 per star token.
Oh, 50 gold per star token?
That I think. I could be wrong about that.
Okay, then the games are way better.
What I was going to say earlier is that the Slingshot game reminded me a lot of one of the Wii Play games that came with like the Nintendo Wii.
Uh-huh.
The can shooting one, I think specifically. They might have had one with those targets too.
Yeah, they did. Do you want to hear something crazy about that game?
Yeah.
So I had it as a kid. It seemed a lot like Wii Sports. If you're not familiar, it's a game that's called Wii Play that was similar to Wii Sports in that it was just a bunch of mini games. So I played it as a kid and it just felt like a fun game. I got it again as an adult like 2 years ago. I just found a copy on eBay and bought it because I wanted to play it.
Yeah.
And maybe I shouldn't have prefaced this as it was crazy, because this is a theory that I have. So when PCs first started being a thing, Microsoft made games like you've played the pinball game and Minesweeper.
Yeah.
Games like that were made on purpose to train people how to use a keyboard and mouse because it was such a new concept.
Oh.
And when I played Wii Play again, every game felt like that. It didn't feel fun. It was kind of fun, but it mostly felt like it was training me to use a Wii remote better.
Very
So
interesting.
I think that was the purpose of that game, was to teach us all how to rotate it and move it forward and back and hit the buttons and move them at the same time.
If I'm remembering correctly, we got our copy of Wii Play with a Wiimote. Like, it came in the box with a Wiimote. So that would make a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah. So that's the breaking not news from SV Tear today. Breaking Berkeley's theory that was relevant 12 years ago.
You heard it here first, folks.
When did the Wii come out? Was it 2000?
2007, 2008, somewhere in there.
7? Okay. So this is a very cold take.
I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. It might have come out later. I remember how hard it was to get, though. I remember my parents, like, calling different game stores for... It felt like months just asking if they had a Wii in stock.
Wow, I don't remember that. Yeah, I wasn't up with video game news back then, so I wouldn't have known that there were stock problems. I remember when the Switch came out, one of my coworkers camped out overnight to get one first thing in the morning as soon as Best Buy or wherever opened.
Dang.
And he was the only person that I knew who owned a Switch for months.
Yeah.
So I just thought he was so crazy for that. And then the pandemic happened and I tried to get a Switch and I couldn't get one. And then I felt like a fool for judging him.
My hot take about Nintendo's consoles, there's a hardcore fan base, and I love Zelda games, I love Mario games, so I get it. But I would say that for me personally, I would rather play Nintendo games on the computer with the better hardware, because Nintendo has a lot of great IP, but to me, they underdeliver in terms of what people actually want from their consoles. You know, I don't want a bigger, fancier Nintendo DS, which is how I would market the Switch. I want a Zelda game in 4K and like all the cool stuff that modern hardware can give me. But I think that that's kind of unpopular take because, you know, obviously Nintendo makes more money selling consoles than they do just the games. And maybe they would be a little bit less... If they had a smaller profit margin, they'd have less money to put into projects, and the games that they do make, like Breath of the Wild, that's just phenomenal. Maybe they wouldn't turn out as well because there'd be more pressure to try to perform on a tighter budget.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But my take is Nintendo should stop making consoles.
I don't know. I love the idea of a portable console. This is maybe the opposite of what you were just saying. I never had a Nintendo DS, so that idea still excites me. And so I spent about 2 hours on a train today.
Okay.
Which is about longer than I meant to spend on a train today, but
Yeah.
it broke down while I was on it.
Whew.
It would have been very nice to have a Switch with me then, or any portable console.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I think there's definitely something to be said for that. And like the lower barrier to entry, I think a gaming PC is going to be more more game per dollar than a Switch would be. But a Switch is less dollars. So
That's true.
people that maybe aren't willing to commit or able to in a position to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Not everybody can afford, especially during the pandemic when computer hardware prices were extortionate. You know, that makes sense.
Yeah, and competing with cryptocurrency these days, like people that mine crypto are eating up a lot of resources for gaming equipment.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if we really want to get controversial, we could talk about whether cryptocurrency has been good or bad for society.
Ooh.
All right, how you doing on star points?
I am now at 1600, so if I can do the fishing game one more time, I can afford the star drop.
Excellent.
How are you doing?
I believe I'll be crossing the 2000 mark with this minigame, but I'm not 100% sure of that. We'll find out very shortly.
I was able to just see your score when I was not in the fishing game. It looked like you were at 1700, so yeah, you should cross it this time. The cryptocurrency. So I was in a cybersecurity class where we covered some of the math behind Bitcoin,
Yeah.
and it was really cool. I think the technology is really cool. I think that a distributed economy is not the best application of that technology, and even more so with as this has evolved up to like NFTs is the most recent big thing. As a computer scientist, it excites me. As a person with money that I might want to invest in places, it is appalling. And thinking about all the people that don't really understand it, that have already lost a lot of money, and the many, many more who will in the future, and the environmental impacts, it's sad to me.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, the US has really bad inflation right now, in part due to decisions that we made in the past couple of years around printing more money.
Mm-hmm.
So, like the case behind cryptocurrency, I think, has only gotten stronger in the last year, even as the results have not been what they promised to be.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I would say I'm not well informed enough to have an opinion about the economic impact. But I will say that from my experience, cryptocurrency isn't really treated as money. It's treated as a commodity, an investing commodity for the vast majority of people. At least that's my perception. That's my perception.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that makes it a lot less powerful, in my opinion, because yeah, it's not under the control of any like nation or bank, but at the same time, it's vulnerable to public opinion, just like any other tradable commodity is.
Yeah. I heard a personal finance expert phrase it well in a way that resonated with me. That if you look at the economic problems that at least the US has had and most of the world has had in the last 15 years, and what you conclude is that we need less regulation, that feels wrong and foolish, at least to me. And that's kind of the promise of cryptocurrency, is less regulated.
Yeah.
Or regulated by math rather than government would be the more generous way of looking at it. And I can see the appeal there, but I don't buy into it. Do you want to do the last bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
The last thing to do at this festival is to tell Mayor Lewis to judge our Grange display.
Okay. Hey, Mayor Lewis, please, why are you talking so much? Judge the display. Is there a band called Men in Hats? Because if there's not, I propose that our Stardew Valley band name be Men in Hats.
I think there's men without hats. Let me Google that.
Well, then we are the natural enemy.
Oh yeah, they did Safety Dance.
Ah, that's why that name sounded so familiar. Your Grange display has been judged. Return to Mayor Lewis for the results. Hey, not bad. You won second place with a rating of 82. Your prize is 500 star tokens. Spend them wisely. And don't forget to clean out your Grange display box. Thank you, Mayor Lewis. I will also take the frozen geode.
Okay, are you gonna go donate it?
Can I?
Once the festival is over, I think it will be 10 p.m. and you can run and donate it.
Okay.
You should take the duck egg too, though, if you're gonna go to the community center. Or the
Okay.
sorry, duck feather. I keep saying egg.
Alright, shop. What do you have for 600 smackaroons? Triple shot of espresso, or light green rug, or dried sunflowers. Triple shot of espresso it is.
Nice. That'll let you walk faster. Oh, sorry. Maybe we should.
No, you're good. You're good. Oh, you're gonna get trapped at your house again. I should have given you bombs.
Oh no.
That's okay. I've got some here.
Oh, Linus sent me a largemouth bass.
It's been sitting there for weeks. Alrighty. Let's see, which house are you in now? It's the one with the path next to it, right?
Yeah. Oh, I just got a letter that said 1 week from today we're having the Stardew Valley Fair.
Great. Thanks.
Oh, where are you at? You're over there. If you do one more bomb by the stump, I think I can get through.
Okay.
Are you able to get to the stump?
I will be shortly.
Oh.
That was not true. That was a lie. Oh no. Okay.
What?
Well, I'm gonna place a bomb here because that's as far as I can go.
So close. Do you have one more?
I don't.
Oh no.
Alright,
Okay, well, I guess I'll sleep here tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the dog's here. That's so funny.
How?
Dog is not bound by our understanding of physics.
Apparently not. Wow. Okay, well, there we go. We went to the fair, we got our star fruit, we sold some meager goods, and we never learn from our previous festival experiences.
Nope. At least we got the fedoras.
At least,
That's the
yes.
important part.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. This has been Stardew Valley Tools Aren't Real Edition. We are making really good progress. I feel like a broken record saying that every time, but we really are making progress every single time we play, which is just exciting. Yeah, we donated a bunch of items, we planted our first crops, and we got fedoras.
If you are interested in following us and potentially seeing memes, other things we do, as well as getting the details on when we'll be streaming next, you can follow our Instagram at sv.tear, and we're also on YouTube as svtear. Is that correct, Berkeley? svtear on YouTube?
That should be. We don't have a custom URL on YouTube. You need a certain number of subscribers to get that. So just click on the link tree. Has a link. Link tree link is in our Instagram and YouTube and Twitch bios.
Yep. So you can just follow our link tree, and that'll take you where you need to go. And we'll see you next time on Tools Aren't Real. Stardew Valley. I'm trapped in my house. Please save me.
Bye.
Right. Bye.